Class B Championship, Sun Valley Lanes and games on a Monday afternoon. Top-seeded York taking on the second-seed Alliance in the Class B State Championships. First off, Cameron Santiago in game number one. John, this was a high-scoring affair by both teams, and trend was set right from the get-go.
Absolutely. These guys came out of the gate firing. Big scores early, so it's a really exciting first match to watch.
We saw the strike from Logan Handy for the Dukes. Neji Dahl for Alliance doing a great job. She had a clean game one with spares and strikes, but it would be the Dukes who ultimately took the first game. You have Cameron Santiago with a strike. Game number one score, 208 to 186. Alliance getting 186, but not the victory. York setting the tone in game number one. Heading to game number two, Logan Handy was throwing strikes all day long. Alliance battling back. Here's a knockdown by Jerry Hampton for the Bulldogs. But, John, this was a game that we saw the momentum from the first carry over even more for York in the second.
Yeah, the scoring pace remained the same. We saw some great spares, a bunch of strikes the second game as well, as teams just continued to just plow away on this pattern. And then it got to be a little bit more of a challenge going into game three, Brandon.
De Santiago picking up a spare here. Game number two, 192 to 129. York takes a 2-0 lead after the first two games. So we head to the third with Alliance needing to reverse sweep. They were unable to do so. Congratulations to the Bulldogs, though, on the runner-up finish. Game number three was 125 to 98. If Alliance was runners-up, that means York was the champs, their first ever state title in program history. The 3-0 sweep, 208-186, 192-129, and 125-98. York bringing home its first ever Unified Bowling State Championship. Welcome back to Sun Valley Lanes and Games. With us, victorious York Dukes head coach Chrissy Gray alongside Cameron De Santiago and Caleb Klein. We'll talk to them shortly. But first off, Coach, first ever Unified Bowling State title for the Dukes. From your perspective, how did you do it?
Well, it took a whole team. It took everybody. These guys are just a piece of the entire puzzle. There were 19 athletes, the athletes and partners that went out this year, and these were the 5 that took us all the way. So super proud of them.
Only dropped one game. I think it was in the semifinal round, and then to sweep Alliance, getting in the 200s in game number one as well. What do you think allowed you to bowl so well with the pressure at its highest?
I think experience. This is our 5th time here. Also, we had amazing leadership this year. So we had a mix of upperclassmen all the way down to freshmen, and the upperclassmen really just set the standard, and the other kids followed suit. So it was really cool to be a part of.
Well, we have Cameron right next to you. We'll talk to him shortly. Caleb here for moral support. What can you share about these two gentlemen and what they have offered the Dukes throughout this year?
Oh, they're just such a neat group of kids. This team is really special. Cam has done such a great job. He's super coachable. He just really listens and takes in everything that we have to say. And as you can see, Caleb standing up here in support of Cam, like I was saying, that's just an example of the type of team and the atmosphere that we have, which is, can't get better than that.
Coach, congratulations on the accomplishment and best of luck, perhaps next year repeating.
Thank you.
Class A Unified Bowling State Championships, Norfolk taking on Grand Island in the Class A final. Norfolk getting the 4 seed, Grand Island the 3 seed after the seeding round earlier in the day. We get things started off with a strike for the Islanders, and that would be a sign of things to come for GI. Game number one was a close one as well between the Panthers and the Islanders, but ultimately Grand Island would win it 149 to 147. You had strikes from Kramer that we saw. Kolar doing things well. Not to mention, though, that Weston Jacobson for Norfolk was battling for the Panthers. We head to game two, and Delilah Broders gets the strike for Norfolk. Answering back, Bailey Vodenall for Grand Island would get 8 on that one. Some good pin action. And the second one fell. That was number 2 of game number 2, John, and that would play a part in the overall contest, but Norfolk did take the second 164-146 in game 2. So after 2 games, we're tied 1-1. Have a ball here from Kellen Lever, who picks up the strike. It was consistent and strong bowling throughout by both of these teams. Now we have Grand Island's Eric Stukalik, one of many strikes that he knocked down throughout the day. Game number 3 goes to Grand Island, 189-165. So it's 2-1 Grand Island heading to the 4th. Here's a ball by Alyssa Vaughn. And that is some good pin action, picking up the spare. The Panthers would take game number 4 by a margin of 5 pins, 171-165. So back and forth we go. We enter game number 5 with it all to play for. And John, this is where Grand Island hit another gear. Stukalik with the strike here, but they separated themselves in the 5th.
Yeah, Grand Island started out kind of slow. I mean, both teams did in Class A, but they fought each other really well. Grand Island put things together finally at the end. Again, another strike there, sending a message to Norfolk that they were on a move.
And that was Kramer, the strike that you saw. Your total in game number 5, 184-130. You had the chance to get Bailey Vodnall back in there in the 10th to throw the ball that ultimately sealed things. And Grand Island, with the heroics from game number 5, wins their first ever state title. Congratulations to the Panthers. They have won one before, a couple of runners-up as well. They get to add this to the trophy case. But Grand Island victorious for Class A, their second trip ever to state and their first state championship in unified in-school history.
Grand Island coach Eric Kohler, also his daughter Wendy Kohler. So it's a family affair as the Islanders celebrate their first ever unified bowling state championship. Coach, let's just start with an easy one. How are you feeling right now? What's going through your head?
A lot of emotions going through my mind right now. You know, she got up there, she threw that first ball in the 10th frame, and we knew it was going to happen. And both of us, it just feels great. I feel great for all these kids and for all 4 of these seniors who put a lot of work into this. It feels really good right now.
Going to that game specifically, back and forth, you won one, Norfolk won one. You kept going back and forth until the 5th. How did you ultimately battle through and persevere to win that 5th one?
I think a lot of these kids are battle tested, and they're ready for this. They knew it was going to come down to this. Norfolk's always been a tough team, and they knew if they got to that final place, they just wanted to fight. They wanted to get through it, and they made it.
Well, we're going to talk to Wendy next, but before we do, your daughter, you've been coaching her since she was 6, and here you are 12 years later celebrating a state championship, you coaching her and helping that happen. What does that mean to you?
That's a lot, and I'm really happy that she decided to stick with it, and any words can't describe how I'm feeling right now. It's just really something special.
Well, Coach, congratulations. We'll let you feel those feels as we bring in your daughter.
Thank you.